Hello and welcome to Gemma Movie Recap Channel. Today we're going to tell you the storyline of Papillon, a crime film from 2017 that tells us the story of wrongfully convicted for murder. Henry Charrier forms an unlikely relationship with fellow inmate and quirky convicted counterfeiter, Louis Dega, in an attempt to escape from the notorious penal colony on Devil's Island. Go grab your favorite snacks, sit tight, and let's find out together in this video.
But before we start, please support our channel by subscribing and click the bell icon for future notifications. Now, let's start.
Papillon, a male, is attempting to open the locker. He is successful in stealing the gems and breaking the glass. He visits his boss. The man being held by his boss's guys is seriously injured. His employer informs Papillon that I punished him for betraying me by doing this. He ought to exercise caution as a result. He exits with the cash after giving the boss the diamond. In the waiting area sits Papillon's girlfriend, Nanette. She receives a piece of stunning jewelry from him, and he also shows her some diamonds that he would not have given to his employer. They both take a walk after that, drink wine, and enjoy their evening. He should leave this area, Nanette advises, and begin a new life, but Papillon tells her to wait for 6 months to raise as much money as possible. Nanette rejected the offer, saying she could not wait another 6 months. It wasn't long before the door knocked, and the police came in to arrest Papillon for killing a man. The victim was the same person who had been caught by Papillon's boss last night. Nanette says Papillon was with her all night, but the police don't listen to her and take Papillon with them. When Nanette sees Papillon in jail, she informs him that he intends to appeal. Why is he being held accountable for a crime he didn't commit, while Papillon claims it is pointless? It's a carefully planned scheme. Nanette responds that it is impossible to forget him when he tells her to. Jolot, a prison inmate, warns Papillon that without money, he will never be able to go. Jolot displays millionaire Papillon Louis Dega, who has money in prison, during the check. The following day, a huge ship transports all the inmates to Devil's Island. Nobody has been able to escape up until this point. During the journey, Papillon visits Dega and tells him that due to his wealth, everyone is keeping an eye on him. I'll do everything I can to keep you alive, and you'll give me as much money as I need to get out of here. But Dega forbids him by saying that it is better to give money to the guard than to give him. That same night, a powerful prisoner cuts another prisoner's stomach, lying with Dega, and takes money out. Seeing all this, Dega feels his life is in danger. Dega informs Papillon that he has approved the arrangement the following day. He was kept alive by Papillon until his wife's appeal was successful. The following night, the same prisoner attempts to attack Dega, but Papillon stops him and the entire cell goes berserk. In this instance, the guards burn the murderer's prisoner by spraying them with hot steam. The ship reaches its destination the following day. To prevent disorder, all of the convicts are lined up. In order to go to the hospital and figure out how to get away, Juliet hurts his leg. The warden informs all of the newly arrived prisoners on the island that you are all considering leaving. You may try as you are all free, but if anyone is seen, they will be shot, and if you escape the bullet, you will starve to death because there is nothing here but thorny bushes. And if you want to run by sea, there will be hungry sharks waiting for you, and you will fall prey to them. And if you come back, you will be in solitary confinement for 2 years. If you try to run away a second time, you will be in solitary confinement for 5 years, and you will live on this island for the rest of your life. If you kill someone, you will be killed too, then the warden leaves. Papillon and Dega have to do a lot of hard work here. Dega alerts Papillon to his diarrhea as they pull a trolley along a track. He thus loses some of his money, which Papillon eventually finds on the track. His gaze is drawn to a man wearing a boot. He's asked by Papillon if he can help us leave this place. I'll offer you $2,000 in exchange. When the man calls the guard, Papillon abruptly offers to give him $4,000 in cash. The man concurs and says something else to get away from the guard. He informs Papillon that my boat is on the other side of the river. I'll remain here for another 3 days. You can come there anytime, but I will take $5,000 instead of 4. Some of the prisoners on the island know that Dega has money, and they want to snatch his money from him. But Papillon saves Dega once again. He fights with them and sustains damage. At this point, Dega understands he can no longer coexist with these inmates. At night, Dega admits to Papillon that he had no idea this would occur. He believes that these inmates will kill him until his wife gets him out of there. He is now prepared to travel with Papillon. Juliet was brought in the following morning. He deliberately injured his foot before leaving for the hospital and fleeing, killing 2 police officers along the way. He is executed in full view of everyone. After Juliet passes away, Pippin and Dega are tasked with bringing his body to the forest. In front of the guards, they both carry the lifeless body into the woods. Papillon seizes the chance and flees. He dives into the river and swims to the man who offered to get him out of here for $5,000. While Papillon begs him to leave, the stranger demands cash. Pepin says he does not have money, but he will pay twice the amount demanded if he takes him out of here. He assures him that he has a lot of money in Paris, but Papillon's plan doesn't work. The man with the boot begins to chuckle and says that even if you had the money right now, he wouldn't let you go since the warden pays us double to report people like you. The guards assemble behind him. Papillon visited the same jail once more. The warden informs him that Juliet, whose dead body he was going to dump into the forest, would receive the same punishment if anything happened to the guard you evaded by throwing stones at him. He is informed by the warden that he will now serve a 2-year sentence on San Joseph Island. There is only one circumstance under which noise should be avoided. For the next 2 years, Papillon ought to remain that way. Here, the only nourishment offered is lentil soup, which renders them extremely weak and causes the majority of them to actually pass away. Papillon discovers a coconut in the water bucket a few days later. Dega sent for him after buying off the guards. Every day, Papillon receives a slice of coconut in this manner. However, the warden once spotted Coconut and asked Papillon, "Who sent you?" Papillon did not mention Dega. Papillon's ration is cut in half by the warden, which makes him weak and discouraged about trying to flee. The warden approaches Papillon once more and requests that he reveal the identity of the sender of the coconuts. But Papillon remains silent. Papillon's mental health isn't what it was earlier. Warden directs that Papillon be punished for the rest of his punishment, and he is locked up as per the order. Papillon stays there for many days. He becomes mentally weak, and the prison administration sends him to the hospital for his treatment. Dega is disappointed to see him and says, "You were right. I will not be able to get out of here. My wife is doing well, and she married my lawyer." Dega apologizes to Papillon because somewhere he blames himself for Papillon's condition. Papillon is pretending to be mentally ill. This time Papillon, Dega, and 2 other prisoners plan to escape. 2 more prisoners are included in the plan because one will arrange a boat and the other will dodge the onlooker. Now, they all intend to flee on Sunday because all the guards and officers here watch the movie on that day. Dega sneaks sleeping drugs into the guards' drinks on Sundays. The plot appears to fail due to the rain, but they are able to flee and retrieve the boat. Things go awry since the boat is undersized and cannot accommodate 4 people. Cellier pushes Machuret into the sea, but Papillon becomes enraged, and they begin to fight. Dega takes the knife and stabs Cellier in an effort to save Papillon. Then Papillon drops Cellier's corpse into the water. Their boat becomes stranded as the storm intensifies. They are on a Colombian island in the morning. They believe they are now totally liberated. None, though, is aware of these individuals' origins. Although Dega and his third partner want to stay, Papillon wants to depart. Papillon goes alone when he sees a police car approaching, as the nun has already informed the police. Papillon goes to Dega to escape the spot, but they get caught due to Dega's broken leg. Police shoot Machuret on the spot. Once again, they too return to Devil's Island. Papillon is sentenced to 5 years in solitary prison, where he has already served 2 years for attempting to escape once more. Papillon continues to live there for an extra 5 years. Then he is conveyed to Devil Island. Lack of security is caused by tall cliffs and the sea on all sides. Dega has been on this island for 5 years and is well familiar with it, as Papillon learns upon his arrival. But he doesn't want to go because he already has control of this land. Even though Papillon still wants to run away, he knows that if he jumps into the water, he won't be able to get out again after spending days watching this region. He will cross over on the shoulders of the waves. He demonstrates this to Dega by tossing a coconut into the water. Coconut adrift on the ocean's surface. Papillon says that if we make a raft out of coconut, we can get out of here. Then they both collect a lot of coconuts and make a raft from them. But Dega doesn't want to go with Papillon. Now they go to the top of the rock. They also have a raft that can take Papillon to the other side of the ocean. Before leaving, Papillon hugs Dega. He then throws the coconut raft into the sea and jumps. Dega looks down at the sea and sees no movement for a long time. He thinks Papillon is dead, but suddenly Papillon comes out, and his efforts succeed. Now he is a free man. He is still a criminal in France, thus he is unable to return home. He visits an editor in Venice in 1969 and hands him notes on which he has recorded the entirety of his life. Around 80,000 inmates were transferred to Devil's Island, where the severe conditions would have killed many of them. The book by Papillon was released in France and has spent 21 weeks at the top of the bestseller list there. Papillon was given permission by the French government to return home. Henri Charrier, Papillon's real name, was given that moniker because of a butterfly tattoo on his back. The butterfly's French name is Papillon. He also published a book under the title Papillon. Devil's Island, which began in 1852, was closed permanently in 1953, 9 years after Papillon's escape. Thank you for watching until the end. What do you think of the thrilling journey of Papillon? Please drop your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to stay updated with the latest videos from our channel. And if you have any suggestions, critiques, or recommendations for films and series you would like us to recap, feel free to write them in the comments section as well. And that's about it. See you in the next video.